for a little bit. I am in Oregon tonight. We left Utah this morning and drove all day with just stops for the bathroom and to get gas. Anyway, it's Olivia, my oldest, and me, and Olivia's best friend, like her whole lifelong best friend. Anyway, so we're here at our adorable little hotel, and the girls are in the other room. We got 2 rooms, which is awesome because each, well, at least of the ones that we got, they only have 1 bed each. So that works out kind of nice. And this way I can hang out. Hi, Owen. Hello, Shatika. This way I can hang out with you guys for a little bit and they can hang out over there. So we had dinner and now we're just chilling. It is so wonderful to not be on the road, to not be in the car. It's a rental car, so of course I am. Hello, Jewel. Hello, Minda. And so, hi, Liz. Owen, the rest of the family is still at home. Yeah, my husband and 2 other kids are still at home. Okay, I am about to do the community moderation thing. So let's see, I guess I normally do it a little bit later, give you guys a few minutes, but where I switch it to subscribers only. But anyhow, so we're staying the night here. And like I was saying, the girls are in one of the other rooms. We got 2 rooms just because it's so much more convenient and comfortable. And it's nice this way I can hang out with you guys and they can hang out in there. It is, hi Rhonda. Liz, how are you doing? Hello, Irma. Renee, thanks for being here. So we are, God, sorry, I lost my train of thought. Been on the road all damn day. All day. Okay, first let's take care of the chat. Let's go ahead and do this. Okay, so switching it to subscribers only. Ready? 3, 2, 1. Here we go. All right. Okay. So, hello Delvis. Hello Richard. Bonnie, thank you so much for being here. Okay, I think I said hi to everybody. So anyway, okay, there's all that. So I am here in, sorry, I'm setting you guys on the old belly. Let's start from the beginning, shall we? Let's start over. So we drove all day from Utah. Now we are in Oregon. We basically crossed the whole state of Idaho. It was really boring. Like, I've been to Idaho before, like years. It's been years, but I must not have gone that route ever because that was the boringest damn route of driving like I have ever seen. It was so boring. Sorry, Idaho, but it was so boring. Anyway, and then, so we drove all day, and because it's a rental car, I'm the only one that can drive because the girls are 18 and 19. And so, and that's my oldest daughter and her lifelong best friend. My husband and the other kids are at home. And so anyone that's worrying about La Gatita, the kitty, James and the kids are taking care of her. So, yes, Alyssa, we did go through Boise. Hi, Alyssa. Yeah, Jewel, it is so good to get out. Oh my God, so good to get out. It was like, oh God, when we crossed into Oregon, I mean, crossing into Idaho was not that exciting. Again, sorry, Idaho, our Idaho friends, but crossing into Oregon was so exciting. It's just so exciting. Anyway, so now we're in Oregon. We're staying the night here at an adorable little hotel. And then tomorrow, we've had a change of plans. We were going to drive straight through up to Seattle, which is where the concert is. So we will be at opening night, Friday, opening night of My Chemical Romance. of their Long Live the Black Parade tour. So excited. Wait till you see the way I'm going to dress up. Oh my God. If you're at all familiar with the music video of Black Parade, yeah, and if you're not, familiarize yourself with it so then you'll understand, like, what in the hell, why is she dressed like that? Then you'll get it. But anyway, very important to me, very like meaningful in my life. Anyways, so the plan was that from here tomorrow morning, we would just drive straight through to Seattle. But we were thinking about it and talking it over, and it was like, I'm glad we drove straight through today from Utah here to Oregon, but it was rough, right? Because my tailbone and all that stuff. And so I was thinking about it and talked to the girls about it, and we all agreed that, like, we're in different places, you know, places we do not often get to be. And so instead of driving just to get somewhere, why don't we drive to experience? You know what I mean? And so we mapped out a few places between here and Seattle that, because we already have a place booked in Seattle and all of that. So we do have to get to Seattle tomorrow night because we've already paid for the place that we're staying. But we're like, what if we do it a little differently? What if we're not in a hurry? What if instead of just taking, 5-10 minute bathroom breaks, what if we find a few places to stop and get out for like an hour and see something, explore something, do something, And we all agreed, but then it evolved. And as we were eating dinner, we're talking it out, sussing it out, and we came up with a crazy idea. But it is one that really does make sense. So instead of going straight through to Seattle, we're taking a different route, a longer route, and we're going to go through Portland to Seattle. Now, we'll be in Portland on the way home as well, and we're going to stay the night in Portland on the way home. So this time, we're only stopping in Portland for like an hour, 2 hours max, and we'll hit up like the Skeleton Key auditorium that Lulu and I stopped at last time we were in Portland a couple years ago, and then probably like Powell books and some coffee, just so that we can cross some things off the list to not have to worry about when we're in Portland on our way home. And then so when we're there on our way home, we can do, the gardens and the witch house and stuff like that. Anyway, that's what we've decided to do. And then along with that, I've picked several little places, state parks or monuments or whatever, cool bridges, stuff like that along the way, and planned out a whole route. And it's going to take all day. It'll be a much longer journey, time-wise and miles, than just going straight through to Seattle. But we don't have to be in a hurry because we're sleeping in the next day, and we don't have to be in a hurry. So I think we've got a really good plan. We're going to stop at several awesome places. I'm so excited. It's going to be good. It is going to be good, and it'll be way more meaningful, I think, than just driving straight through. Plus, it'll be way, way better for my ass. Anyhow, hello, TWC. Yes, so TWC, as far as Kurt Cobain, rest in peace, I've already been to his former home where he died. Went there a few years ago when I was there with Mariah, and got to see his bench, which apparently has now been removed, which is really weird. But what we are going to do after the My Chemical Romance concert, we'll have like 2 days in Seattle to do some things, and then we're going to head west to the coast, but we're going through Aberdeen. So, and that's where Kurt Cobain was born and grew up. So we'll go and see his childhood home. We'll go see the Memorial Park, and then we'll just head out to the coast and drive down the coast. Hello, Loretta. Thank you for being here. Oh, Renee, that's awesome. Yeah, actually, Renee, this tattoo, this middle one, it doesn't look as good as it used to, of course, but it says "Carry On," and that is from Black Parade. So the story behind that is just real quick. I don't know if it'll end up being real quick, but when my dad, rest in peace, was diagnosed with stage 4 prostate cancer, it was a really rough time, obviously, but also because my youngest, Mariah, I found out that he was diagnosed while in the hospital with Mariah. She went into respiratory arrest with RSV, and we were in the NICU or whatever. It's not like the NICU because she wasn't like a newborn. She was like 9 months old. But anyway, intensive care with her for over a week. And the first couple of days, she was like, she was dead for a little bit. Anyway, so while I was in there with her is when I found out that my dad was diagnosed with stage 4 terminal prostate cancer. And obviously that was hell, a really just shitty time. And then as all of us siblings and my mom and my dad, of course, we all tried to figure out how we're going to go through this, process this, whatever. And then eventually, of course, when he died, we all had to figure out, how we're going to grieve, how we're going to move forward, how we're going to honor him, all that kind of thing, right? Well, most of my siblings started running, and they did like all kind of crazy races and marathons and everything. And my body said, no, you're not going to be part of that. Even though I used to do long distance running in my younger days, my body was not there. So instead, at my mom's encouragement, I went back to school full time to finish my degree. I got a bachelor's in English with an emphasis on creative writing, graduated in 2018. That's what this other tattoo that you can barely see is for. But anyhow, so I went back to school, and the thought process was, I don't know. It was about finishing something. It was about my dad sacrificed so much and did not get to live out all of his dreams and his, things like that. And so a lot of it was about making something of his sacrifice. You know what I mean? And anyway, so I not only wanted to finish school, but I also wanted to graduate with honors. And there's so many reasons and the long story behind that, but nutshell version, in high school, I was incredibly intelligent, incredibly high marks, but I skipped school all the time. And I was just a ding dong. I don't know what I was thinking. Was I just rebelling? I was just being stupid. And I was like 0.01 or some nonsense away from graduating with honors in high school. And so when I went back to school full time, I was like, I have to graduate with honors. I want to get those damn cords, the like cords with tassels that you get in high school for graduating with honors. Well, come to find out, you don't get those cords, at least not at my university. With a bachelor's degree, you don't get cords, you get a medal. So if you've seen the Black Parade music video, you might start, maybe if you're familiar with it, you might be able to kind of glean from my little story here, the different elements. So anyway, so you get a medal, all right? Now, during this whole time, everything was so rough that band, My Chemical Romance, and specifically that song, Black Parade, were just a huge part of keeping me going. And it was around that time that I got the tattoo that says "Carry On." From that, yeah. And I was also struggling quite a bit because of my health, my body. grief, all of that, struggling with staying alive sometimes, and so I got that tattoo. So anyway, I ended up graduating, hallelujah, and gratefully and with a lot of work and a lot of support from my family, I did graduate with honors, and I got the honors medal. So for the concert, this Friday, opening night of the tour, I am dressing up. This is so silly, but I'm so freaking excited. Hi, Joyce. Hi, Bonnie. Kristen, I don't know if I already said hi to you, but hello. Bonnie, I'm not even sure if I already said hi to you, but hello, and thanks for being a moderator. So anyway, disconnect from the Wi-Fi here. Not reliable. Sorry about that. Anyhow, so, I was going to say, God damn. Anyway, so familiarize yourselves with the Black Parade music video, and then keep in mind my whole little story here about how that, helped me through like my dad's cancer diagnosis and his death and going back to school full time and graduating and all of that. Yeah, you'll see. It'll all make sense and it'll all come together, and I'll look like a lunatic, but a happy lunatic, a meaningful lunatic, a lunatic with purpose. How about that? Anyways, sorry that had cut out. Yeah, the Wi-Fi here. It was doing pretty good, but not now apparently. Anyhow, so all of that to say, I'm so damn excited. I'm just so excited. Rhonda, hello Rhonda. I don't know if I already said hi to you, Rhonda. Did I already say hi? I don't know. But anyway, thanks for being here and being a moderator. So that's that concert. We'll be doing that this Friday, but the plan from here is tomorrow morning we'll get up a little bit early-ish and get breakfast, and then we're gonna hit, I think, like 3 different little fun stops, kind of historical monuments, neat geological features, historical things. Oh, this is so cool. I'm so excited. I found this place we can stop and see the, God, what are they called? Wagon ruts from the people that traveled the Oregon Trail. How cool is that? You can see the ruts. And some of you will remember my obsession last year or the year before, my obsession with the Donner Party and like their whole journey and everything, and them coming through Utah. And I went and, sussed out some places and that they had gone through, whatever. Anyway, well, the Oregon Trail mixes in with the Donner Party Trail, because they broke off of the Oregon Trail and took the, God, what do you call it? The shortcut, the unproven shortcut, and then ended up going through Utah. But anyhow, oh God, I'm so excited. I don't know if that's a weird thing to some people. But like, okay, let's be real. I want to see if I feel anything. Like, this is where people suffered and struggled and toiled, and their journey, crazy journey, crazy. Hello, Cindy. Cindy, I'm in Oregon. Yeah, we're in Oregon. Me and Olivia and her best friend on a road trip. But the people, the pioneers and everything, and the 49ers and all of them that came along the Oregon Trail. I mean, if you've ever played the game, I grew up playing the Oregon Trail, and, dysentery, typhoid, blah, blah, blah. Lost a wagon wheel, buried a baby, and you can see the wagon ruts. And what that is, the wheels. If you have you're like, what the heck is she talking about? Just the wheels of the wagons and the covered wagons going over the same spot. So many people, so many wagon trains that it left literal ruts in the ground. And I'm so excited to see those. And I hadn't even thought of that or planned on that until we started sussing out this new plan for our journey tomorrow, our travels tomorrow. Traveling more intentionally and to see things along the way, not just traveling just to get to Seattle, but traveling and experiencing things and seeing things on the way to Seattle. So that's one of the ones we're stopping at. And then there's a really cool bridge. I don't know what it's called. I can't remember. But there's a really cool bridge that we're going to stop and see. And then, God, what was the other thing? Oh, there's like a viewing point where you can see like 3 different mountains, including Mount St. Helens, which was another of my obsessions at one point where I get obsessed, okay? I get obsessed. Sorry, I don't have my like big tripod here, guys. So you're gonna be bouncing a little bit. Oh, sorry. Should have warned you, but I needed to pop my neck. So I go through like obsessions. I get obsessed with things and, sorry, my neck is so sore. I'm just bringing you guys to hang out with me tonight. I have no other purpose than you guys are hanging out with me. Okay, hope you don't mind. Just doing my thing here. But, God, what the hell was I saying? I don't even know what I'm saying at this point. Hold on, I gotta put on a different show. That one was really stupid. Anyway, I get obsessed with stuff all the time. And so then I'll get obsessed with something and then I will go down the rabbit hole and want to know absolutely everything that there is to know about whatever the thing is that I'm obsessed with, right? So one of the things was the Oregon Trail, got totally obsessed with that. And then another one was Mount St. Helens. And so when I get obsessed with something, like I want to watch every documentary that exists. I want to watch any live, or well, not live, but like footage from the thing, you know? I want to read all the stories, all the accounts of people that were there. I want to see all the pictures, like all of it, anything and everything. And I've had, that's just, my personality. I go through these periods of obsession, which is why I changed the name of my other channel, my grown-up channel, to My Current Obsession, because it fits. And I do that. Like I do. Rhonda, 100% agree. Yeah, Cindy, oh my God. Yes, being able to travel again, I can't even tell you how wonderful it is. Now, I will say, I did, by the last, we drove for like 6.5 hours today, and the last 2 hours, I had to have an ice pack and 2 butt pillows stacked to be able to drive. So it was rough, but that's also why we're going to break it up a lot tomorrow, the drive, so that, you know, it's not so rough, not so bad. But anyhow, so I get obsessed. Sorry, trying to get comfortable. I get obsessed with a lot of different things. And so to be able to see Mount St. Helens, you know, someday I want to actually go to Mount St. Helens and climb up a little bit and see things and do things and whatever. But I have no idea when that'll be. Who knows? But to be able to at least see it from this viewing point, I think you can see Mount Rainier. Wait, no, which one could you see? Mount Hood, Mount St. Helens, and is it Mount Rainier? I think it is. I'm not sure. I think. Thank you, Terry. I appreciate the thumbs up. Anyhow, but you can see these 3 mountains, and I'm like, yeah, why not? And plus, the pictures that I saw of that viewing point were gorgeous, like gorgeous. So a good place to get out and stretch and walk around, and yeah, it'll be awesome. And then, as I was saying earlier, instead of going the fast route straight through to Seattle, we are going to go through Portland instead. we'll still hit these other, I think there's three. I think there's three. No, there's four. I think there's four little spots that I've mapped out that we're going to stop along the way, like the bridge and the viewing place and the whatever. And then we'll go into Portland and we'll park the car in one of the garages. And then we're going to try to bust out the Skeleton Key auditorium and museum that Lulu and I saw when we were there a couple years ago. And then also Powell Books, because we didn't get to do that last time. So I would like to do that. And then we probably won't have much more time there than that, other than maybe to get coffee. I don't know. And then we'll head up to Seattle, and we'll be in Seattle for like 3 days, and then head to the coast and see, like I said, Kurt Cobain's childhood home and that kind of thing, because that all means a lot to me too. And then we'll drive down the coast, and we'll stop at Canton Beach and see the Goonies Rock, because we didn't get to see that last time. And then we'll stay, I can't remember the name of the town, but it's somewhere in Oregon on the coast. Not the same place that we stayed last time. It's a different one. But I cannot for the life of me think of what it was called. But anyhow, we'll stay at this cute little hotel on the beach. And we'll be there for Olivia's 19th birthday. 19th birthday. My Lulu. 19. Jesus. Anyway, so we'll stay, I think, like 3 nights there, I think. And then we'll head east into Portland again. And we'll have 1 night in Portland. And then head back down here, stay at this same hotel, and then head home. It's going to be busy, but it's going to be good. It's going to be good. And there'll be lots of downtime too. I'm not of the mind that like we're going to push ourselves to do everything that we can do. No. We've come up with like, here's the things we absolutely have to do, gotta do, the things that are most important to everybody. And then a list of things that are like, you know, maybe. If we have time, if we have energy, you know, then we can do those other things. I don't want us to push ourselves and be, you know, so freaking crazy, you know. And, well, especially because we've already been, well, I have. I've already been to Seattle and Portland. I went to Seattle with Mariah, my youngest, a few years ago. And then I went to Portland with Olivia a couple of years ago. So I don't have like a huge list of things that I need to see, especially not in Seattle. We really pushed ourselves when me and Mariah were in Seattle, and I saw pretty much everything that I wanted to see. So it's really down to what the girls want to see, what they're interested in. And then on the coast, I have nothing planned, like other than stopping like at, you know, Cannon Beach, and then mainly, seriously, just hanging out, building sandcastles. You know what I mean? Like, obviously, we'll get bored at some point, or we'll just, you know, want to do something else. But I'm not planning anything. I want to have some downtime and to just relax. And so we have a list of potential things to do. If we're like, okay, we've had enough building sandcastles, let's go find something else to do. I do have a list of things in the area that I've researched, or I've been there before, or people have recommended to me because they knew I was, you know, going out there. And so there are things we can do, but we don't have to. We can just chill. And then in Portland, when I was there with Olivia last time, I was still struggling with the never-ending recovery of my foot reconstruction. And so we did get to do some wonderful things, but there were a few on my list that we didn't get to do. Like, we didn't get to do Powell Books last time. We didn't get to do the the witch house. That's like a little hike up to this abandoned building that's covered in graffiti. We didn't get to do that. And I don't know, there's a couple other things that we didn't get to do. And so I do want to do those, but oops. Sorry, that was Lulu. She's hanging out with Emma in the other room. She wants to come and take a shower, so I'm probably gonna have to go in a little bit. But anyway, God, what the hell was I gonna say? Oh, so anyhow, I have a couple of things that I want to do in Portland that I did get to do last time, but not much. We'll be able to do it. But the main thing, the main most important thing of all of this is I don't want us pushing ourselves like crazy to see this, see that, see this. No. I want for us to enjoy it, enjoy the journey, enjoy as much as possible, you know. And if that means we see less things, okay, that's all right. Because the things that we do see, I want us to enjoy them. You know, I want to enjoy them. I want to have fun. I want to be able to pay attention to them and remember them. And I want us to have relaxation. It's an adventure, but it is also a vacation, a much needed vacation for all three of us. Those girls work full time. They're paying their own way for this, which is amazing. And I want them to get the absolute best, most value that they can, that we can, you know. Oh, there's Cynthia. Hello, my darling Cynthia. Thank you so much for being here. So anyhow, it's going to be fun. We're going to see some stuff. We're going to do some stuff. And I will do some other live streams throughout the week. I'm going to do several. I'm going to do a bunch where we just get together for a half hour, 45 minutes, sometimes an hour. I don't know. They're just going to pop up whenever. I am going to do some vlogging. And that stuff will be on the vlog channel, Frugal Family Flies Again, but any live streams that I do, most likely will be here on this channel. So anyway, Lulu wants to come take a shower, so I should probably, you know, I don't think she wants you guys on a live stream in here while she's going to take a shower. We're just not like that. YouTube isn't like that for us. Anyway, thanks for checking in with me. You're wonderful. We made it here safe, so yee! Made it all the way across Idaho. Woohoo! And now, yeah, some showers, some sleep, and then tomorrow another adventure. So please do have your bell notifications set, because we're going to do some stuff. We're going to do some stuff. And Kristen, I'm sorry you're in pain. I absolutely feel you on that. But we're going to see some fun stuff, and we're going to bring you along for some fun stuff. You know what would be really cool? If I could live stream from the Rose Garden in Portland. That would take your mind off the pain. Oh my God, that would take your mind off the pain. I'll try. Let's see how it goes. Oh, that's a good idea. That is such a good idea. That's a really good idea. Maybe I will. That won't be till next week, but ooh, and we'll see how the connection is out at the coast. We can live stream from the beach. Come on. There's a distraction for you. Oh. And we're going to hit up some tide pools. Yeah. Oh my God. Yeah. So much to do. And yet, not too much to do. Just the right amount of stuff to do. Anyway, my darlings, Lulu really wants to take a shower. So, yeah, Kristen, you want to? Okay. Yeah. Yeah. I don't know for how long. If it'll be, 20 minutes, a half hour, whatever. Although actually it might be longer, because the girls want to do the Japanese garden that's right across from the Rose Garden. But we already did that last time, me and Olivia. And I don't want to do it again. It's a beautiful garden, but I think it will take so much of my energy that I'll be too wiped out to do anything else. And so my priority is the rose garden. So basically the plan is I will hang out at the rose garden because I could stay there forever. And they can go do the Japanese garden. So while they're doing that, because that's going to take hours for them to do the Japanese garden, let's plan on that. I don't know what day that is because I don't have my itinerary right here with me. So stay tuned. I'll announce it ahead of time. But let's do that. Let's live stream from the rose garden. I can just bring you guys along and we can, oh my God, that's gonna be gorgeous. What a good idea. Oh, that'll be so fun. We can just walk through the roses together. Yeah, okay, yes. Stay tuned. I will let you know when we're doing that, but also expect little live streams and or long live streams. I don't know. Most days during this trip. Yeah, it'll be fun. And then little bits and pieces of vlogging over on the vlog channel. Anyway, okay, well, I'm gonna tell Olivia she can come back in. The girls are over in the other room. Anyway, you guys are wonderful. Have a good night. Signing out from Oregon. I'm excited, guys. I'm so excited and so happy to be out of the car. Oh, I will do that, Cindy. Thank you. Good night, my darlings, and we'll see you tomorrow at some point, somewhere. I don't know where I'll be. You'll have to find out tomorrow, right? All right, bye.